Hello! So I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial today on how to use a doppler. Um, Most dopplers that you get recommend that you use them from 12 weeks onwards. We used ours from about 10 weeks, I think, and got a heartbeat, but it did take us like 4 hours to find. And you're not guaranteed to find it at that early, so it's probably best to leave it until 12 weeks. I'm about 13 and a half weeks now, so we're at a good time to try. And yeah, I thought I'd do a quick demonstration. So yeah, that's why I'm lying down at the moment. The one that we got is the Angel Heart Doppler, which is quite cool. That was by Temp IR Fetal Doppler. Yeah, it looks like this. Got a few different settings. That one's to turn it on. I'll just turn it on now. There we go. See a nice bright screen. It does actually have a setting to pick up the heart rate and everything, but we don't like to use it because it's not really that reliable. Not at this early anyway. It might be when the heartbeat is stronger and easier to hear, when I'm a lot bigger. But at the moment, it's not proven very reliable. So, this is the probe. It's very different from the ones you'll have at the hospital. Quite small. Yeah, and you have to use a gel with it. So, like you do when you go for a sonogram at the hospital, you have gel with it, and you can buy this quite cheaply. It's a couple of £. We got the actual ultrasound gel. It's by Konix. I just got it on Amazon, I think. You can actually use aloe vera gel. I think some people use as well. So, either one. But it has to be a gel. You can't use a cream or anything because that doesn't work. But yeah, I'm going to talk through this because I actually looked through some videos before and I haven't found one that explained really well how to use it. A lot of people say just put it on your tummy and then wiggle it about and it takes you a while, but you'll find it. I did actually read an article where it gave me some great tips on what's the easiest way to find it. And after that, I found it quite quickly. So I'm going to share the same techniques. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. You'll have to bear with me. I am working one-handed because I'm holding the camera as well. So yeah, you'll have to bear with me. So yeah, you have to go quite low down, I found. And the way that they described it to me is if you start flat on the middle of your tummy, so quite low down here, quite close to your pubic bone, in the middle there, and you press on, and you're probably going to hear loads of noises, lots that will either be your pulse or the blood going through the placenta, or mostly gas, which is just lovely. You'll probably hear quite a lot of that because I've had some dinner recently, so I'll give you examples of the sounds. So if I go that, you can hear it. That's me. That's the sound of because I got it quite close to my inner groin, which means that's my artery. Whoops. If I went to the other side, I'd hear exactly the same noise. So that's not the heartbeat. You'll notice the heartbeat. I always listen out for it. It sounds like a train, and you would know what I mean when I find it. Right. So what the person said to do for me on the article is start in the middle and then you move it. I'll just show you. So you start flat and then move it down, side, up and across before you move it anywhere else, which really helps. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on. Where are you, baby? Don't know if you can hear that. There we go. You can hear that. So it sounds like a train, right? Ah, there we go. And that's Cub's heartbeat. Can you hear it sounds so much different to the other sound I showed you at first? This one's a lot faster, so when you're looking and you hear one that goes whum, 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 that's most likely your heartbeat. When you're hearing double time, like that, that's baby. And if your Doppler can pick it up, usually a good heart rate is around, it's something between like 140 to 160. So it's quite fast. Don't be alarmed if yours is above or below that. That's just a rough estimate. I'm just guessing because, hold on, really loud now. But that's actually two mixed together. So that's Cub's heartbeat and the placenta. So it kind of sounds like it's going. There we go. Yeah, you get a whole mixture of odd sounds. But that is what baby will sound like. I've had some really weird ones from ones that sound like they're going boo, literally like that. That's gas. Ones that sound like gale force winds outside, that's gas. Anything that kind of goes boo like that is all gas. But I haven't experienced it yet, but later on you're supposed to be able to hear the baby kicking and the baby hiccuping and things like that. Which obviously is a bit too early because Cub's quite small at the moment. But I'm looking forward to that later on. Cub's already moved up. Before, I could only find the heartbeat by pressing the Doppler quite low down into my pubic bone. I mean, it's that low down. If you think about how low down your pubic bone is. I had to push it literally just above that and lean it down like that into the pubic bone. And that's how I found the heartbeat before with much difficulty. Now, Cub sits a couple of, like a centimetre or so above my pubic bone. So that kind of shows the growth and the fact that it's moving up out of the pelvic floor and into sort of the upper uterus area. I don't know the technical name, but yeah, that's all I have really. As I said, I told you about the tips before. Start in the middle, move the probe like this, and then move, if you can't find it still, move slightly to the left or slightly to the right. When I say slightly, I mean very slightly. It doesn't take much. You just move it a little bit, then do the same again, and just keep going around that area until you find a heartbeat. Yeah, that's all from me today. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye!